That's actually the way the sound sounds, Heather. Maybe you picked up on that, but yeah, it's garbled like that. Now, maybe I might still be garbled. Hey, everybody, where were y'all? I know you're all here. I was in another room. Good Lord, I'll figure this out. So hope everybody's doing well. What chapter did you just work on last? Outcomes, driving motivation. What was it? I should have better records of that, but I don't.
Driving motivations is what I did, but I haven't been right yet.
That's funny. So it would make sense. Driving motivations, I think, is the last week. Where's my? There we go. Driving motivation. Vitality and wellness.
No, it's the third week. Driving motivation is the
action
third
plan
week.
is the last week, but this is the third. How I
This
came
is the
up
third
with
week.
driving motivation.
That's what I thought. Third week. So what is my computer's had me in the wrong room and now it's moving slow. Let me close. I have about 100 tabs open. Anybody ever have 100 tabs open on their screen?
Do I have 100 tabs?
Okay. Let's go here. How's everybody doing? Anybody have any ahas they want to share before we get started?
I do.
Go ahead.
Well, it's not necessarily ahas. It's just a lot of things have been happening that have been fabulous. So one thing after another, and it's just flowing. It's pretty cool.
I love it. So how are you responding to the flow, to the ease of the flow?
Oh, I'm just really grateful and just saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's like, oh, I'm ready for more. You can just keep it going. So it was pretty amazing.
Remember the may the best of your yesterdays be the worst of your tomorrows.
Yes.
As this becomes the new norm, what's the skill or talent you might need to acquire to allow it to flow easily?
I guess to just focus on the positive and not think. It's easy to say, oh, I hope it doesn't stop or whatever, versus just saying, oh, this is wonderful. It's great that it keeps coming.
So what if you were to say, this is my karma?
That's nice.
Right. And the other question is, the upgrade might be is, if this is amazing, what's outstanding? What's excellent? What's the next level? I wonder what the next level of this progress is. Right. So you're constantly looking, going, instead of being overwhelmed or the words we normally use, you won't believe it. And so the universe says, well, if you don't believe it, then I'll stop giving it to you.
Right.
So this is my karma. I received this. You're darn right this should happen. Good things are supposed to happen. I've paid in advance. I put a lot of tips into the universe to ensure proper success. Right. And so I wonder what the next level is. What can I pay attention to that would amp this up? Right. Is it a simultaneous give and receive? Is it more receive more? Is there more to receive? Right. I saw a post today saying, to think that abundance isn't available is like going to the ocean and dipping in with a ladle and saying there's no sharks or fish in the ocean because the ladle doesn't have any sharks or fish. It's not possible. It's because we haven't sampled the entire ocean. So we're just sampling such a small part of our awareness and our capabilities. That as we begin to sample and experience more, we can actually say, no, I know there's more. I'm so excited that I'm able to operate at this vibration. I'm so excited that I'm getting to see the true essence of the direction I'm moving. I love it.
Yeah, that feels fabulous. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, because again, I was just talking to somebody just before the call, and they're going through some scenarios and through some situations. And as we talked, I asked them to repeat out loud some of the things we were saying, because it's easy for me to say a lot of stuff. Yet when they started to profess and pronounce and proclaim some things going on in their life, they said, wow, I can feel my body relaxing. And so it is critical that we talk to them, that we talk to ourselves, right?
Mhm.
When we're talking to an animal that's barking, oh, easy, it's okay, oh, it's so cute, it's I love you, you're okay, I'm okay, you're okay, we're okay. And all of a sudden we're hesitant, but we're trying to calm them with our voice. Sometimes we don't do that with ourselves. Or if we're excited, just say, right? Even when we get more excited, how many of us have ever been at a show and we witnessed something and we were so excited, we said to the person next to us, oh my God. We doesn't have to be loud. It's the vibration we put ourselves in. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Anyone else, any ahas as I'm trying to open up? My Canva is just being squirrely. Try reconnecting. Let's try to reconnect. There we go. All right. So
I was able to get in with a different device, so
oh, yay. Awesome.
everything's good now.
Yay. Different devices are good.
Yeah. I've been having technology issues all day today. So anyway, I don't know if it's really an aha, but something that I saw in the workbook and I guess this is your quote, Sean, a mind that strives for ideal outcomes is a mind that knows no boundaries. I highlighted that and underlined that, and I'm going to make a big sticky note to go on the wall with that.
So what does that do for you?
Well, it helps me to focus on dreaming about the ideal outcomes because I haven't really been doing that.
And how long does an ideal outcome last?
That's a great question.
It's why I wear the funny hat.
I know I don't know is not acceptable in this
Right.
space.
Well, it's acceptable to and then upgrade it. That's a perplexing question. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the solutions. Think about it for a second. So the ideal solution. Think about how ideal some solutions are that we use. When we're thirsty, what do? Drink some water.
We get water, yes.
Right? Or something to hydrate us. That solution lasted for how long?
Until you're thirsty again.
So then how often do we get to have ideal solutions that we just use? We look at them as tasks or things. If all of a sudden we realized, right? If you look at some different places that do water wells in third world countries, Charity Water is the one I'm thinking of. Man, you would look at every glass as a miracle. And this is what happens when we start to look at these things in mind expansion. We're in the module of mind expansion. Can you imagine the miracle of having just this container, let alone ice in it, and then clean water? I have the ability to filter water to 2 microns right here at the ranch. It's a drip filter. Big deal. It's a Brita. It's better than Brita, but you get it. We have Britas. They got to walk 5 miles in between getting eaten or kidnapped into the slave trade? How many? Well, and you know this. Do you think your words could influence the water you're about to drink?
100%.
So, what's the ideal solution for the next time you take a sip of water?
Speak love into my water.
Isn't it crazy? And I mean, think about it. We get to do this. This is mind expansion. I want to blow the lid off. We had do you remember the Ruth, when they came out with the green whirly birds, right? When the thing used to tumble around and go around, and it was looked like the size of a small shoe when they first came out with it, the mag spinner something, and it would rotate this way and rotate that way. And we used to hold it over our food. We would go to restaurants and you'd hold it, and people were like, cuckoo for cocoa. What is that? Move my table.
It's called the palm mag or power
Palm
mag.
mag, yes.
Mhm.
So when I would play sports, I used to sleep with that thing next to me, right? And it would just, and thank God for the plug-in, because the batteries, it would eat up batteries like crazy. But my point is that we can activate the frequency around us. We are all miracles. And when we understand that we're miracles, there's nothing around us that's not a miracle in the making. How many of you said thank you to your cell phone today? To it. How many of you said thank you to the creator of it? Whoever manufactured it? How many of you thanked your electrical switch when you flipped the switch? I'm going to expand your mind to what you mean, like all day long. If you ain't thanking, life is getting sucked right out of you. It just is. If you're not thanking everything, we have the back porches now. We're using it as the rain came today and the sprinkles. And this was a gift from Doug Starr. He donated this back porch to the ranch. It is magnificent to sit there with the rain and the things coming down. And I just keep saying, thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug, 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 Doug. And I'm getting a little bronze plaque made. It's serious. We get to live in this space now that was gifted to us. It's amazing. And then we get to share it. So what mind expansing, ideal outcome, driving motivation, wherever you're at in the program, let's expand it. Give me an idea that you have. Give me an awareness that you have from filling out the paperwork, and let's go blow it up.
Well, it just keeps coming back to me, Sean, that, if I'm not growing, I'm dying. My mother used to say that to me all the time, and I didn't understand it. But it's so true, because if I don't grow and expand, then I'm going to shrink and become nothing. I don't know. I just feel like I don't have a choice. I really need to choose to grow forward.
And
Otherwise,
we can grow incrementally. We can stay within the lane. I want us to blow outside of the lane. I want us to go 4 lanes over. I want you to be people are blowing their horn going, where'd you come from? We're going to have some fun today. It's just, so when I teach public speaking, one of the things is we give people these little skits that they need to do. But the request is to go up there and absolutely be so outrageous in your presentation that the 4 or 5 other people that are being taught go, that was a little cuckoo, that was a little over the top. And what I have found 100% of the time, 100% of the time, is nobody's ever gone over the top. They have gone outside their comfort zone, which is this kind of intensity that I'm doing right now. They think this is over the top. They go, oh my God, I don't know if I can do that on a Zoom. This ain't over the top. Over the top is me swinging from the ceiling and running around in a pink tutu. I did that once. On a ship. I bet they still talk about it. I went out to the front of the boat, of the deck of the boat, the very front of the boat, and was dancing for the wheelhouse, that big thing where you see all of the captain and all of the first officers, and they were all pinned their faces to the window, and I'm out there going, tip. Captain sent me a bottle of, sent us champagne to our table. Don't recommend pink tutu and white tights and tennis shoes, but hey, if you got them, wear them. So somebody give me, but so this is, turn it up. You're an amazing soul, Ruth. Here's the great news. The program, the philosophy you have about life is needed. You may not be the one that wants to be the center of attention and all of this. You don't have to be the center of attention. You can help people realize that they have a center that they can start spinning. All right. What's the thing when we go to put life on a planet, when we need to spin the core, we need to get the core lit up. We need to get the core of this thing moving, right? Our Earth, the core is rotating, it's slowing down, it's about to shift. The poles might reverse, the North Pole goes south and South Pole, right? They're all on all of this stuff that's happening inside of our Earth right now with the molten core. But it's happening over time. It would serve us well in our mind expansion to expand our capability and our capacity, to turn up the volume. So who's ready to play? Somebody want to play? I'm going to take you on a little journey. You will be uncomfortable. I'm just going to say ahead of time. Although you shouldn't be surprised about that. I want you to
Maureen raised her hand.
What's that?
Maureen raised her
Oh,
hand.
Maureen, tell me something you're excited about a project you're
She's
working
not
on.
on anymore. She was smart.
Oh, okay. Audi 5000. Hey, Louise, how are you? Tell me your day. Get really excited about what happened today.
Well, I will. I got
Okay, let's
real
go.
excited with the not being able to get the kids that I was with,
Now,
the
louder,
foster kids I
better.
was
You
with.
got more animated. Come on, get
Oh
excited.
my gosh, these kids were so
Louder,
amazing.
go more,
These
bigger,
girls,
bigger, go bigger.
they had
Start
stories
over, go
that I
bigger.
could
Start
not
over, go
believe.
bigger. Start
And
over, go bigger. Come on, go bigger.
But
Say
you think your life is bad, you should hear what they were talking about with each other. It was mind-blowing. And every time I kept thinking, oh my gosh, all I have to do is think of it could be worse. And it's never been that bad ever. And these are 13, 14, and 15-year-olds.
Now, how many of you heard that and were excited about it? That wasn't even over the top. It might have felt over the top, but how many of you, when you listen to that, you're like, this is cool. This is interesting. I could listen to this. Right? This is yes, this is no. Wasn't that? That was good conversation. That was excitement. That brought me in. Everybody else is going, okay, what am I going to have to do? I don't know if I can do that. Hey, do I turn my camera off and then he's going to call me out for that, right? There's all of these stories going on. How'd that feel, Wheezy?
It felt wonderful. It goes right along with what I was writing about today. It felt like, what are the grooves? It felt like oil in a groove that made everything flow really, really, really smooth. And that the sticking, you've said it so many times, it could be worse. And I'm like, yeah, it could be worse. Oh my gosh, Sean, it could be worse.
Could be a heck of a lot worse.
I'm just like, what is anybody boo-hooing about? I thought I understood. Nobody understands. And there was energy in these kids. If you don't mind, I am so excited about this.
Give it to me at a level 8 and 9, not a level 4 and 5.
Okay. initially I was not excited about doing this, but I knew I needed to because I'd never been in a situation like this before, and I'm expanding my mind.
Yep.
So I chose to do it, went there hesitant but excited at the same time. And then I started meeting these kids little by little. They'd never seen me before because a couple of them have been there before. It was mind-blowing. Some of them had colored hair, and my hair isn't colored anymore. The girls were animated. Some of them were really timid. Some of them were so shy they were crying just to exist. And they are here for 4 days and 3 nights in an environment where everybody is paying total attention to them, listening to them, talking, not talking, just loving on them. It was amazing. The animation, they started about the second day. Everybody was talking. Everybody wanted to do things. We did adventure courses. We did a swing that went up 30 feet in the air and let go. Oh, peed my pants. But, you know, it was like everybody did it. Some went all the way up to 30 feet and said, I don't think I can do it. And then we all cheered them on and went, but you went up 30 feet. It's awesome. And you came down. It was just so exciting for everybody to just be excited for everybody that there wasn't any arguing for the first camp. Everybody said, it's never gone so smooth. And I went, it's because this is what's supposed to happen. We're all high energy. It was so exciting. The weather was amazing. Mount Rainier was out. The sun came up where it was supposed to. There were seals in the sound. I'd say ocean, but it was the sound. The kayaking. One little girl said, I thought the seal was going to tip me over. I went, okay, imagine going over a whale. But on the other hand, it was exciting. They were so excited. They'd never seen anything like this before. I'd never seen anything like that before. I was excited. I want to go again. They don't get to come back for another year. And somebody said something or did something that they're going to remember the whole year, and it's going to make a difference in their life. Words are amazing. All of this came together this weekend. I just went, oh my gosh, they're little. It was fabulous. It was fabulous.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel purposeful and worthwhile and just impactful. I was so excited, and they taught me so much.
How did it feel to tell the story with the enthusiasm you used?
Oh, I could get more excited. I need to be standing up on stage.
So this, when you do your videos, needs to be like that.
Okay.
You have to make believe that you're talking to 1,000 people and they're all raving to come see you, which is why there's the algorithm side of it. There's also the psychological side of it. If you spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes before you go live liking other people's stuff, it gets you pumped up psychologically that you've liked, you made a comment, you liked, and you just went and did this to create the algorithm. So as soon as you go live, it triggers to them, it says you just like their stuff, and then it says, oh, she's going live now, and it might bring more people to you. But this is how you do it. That's how you do your live.
Cool.
You're not in the Library of Congress.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be shushed. So it'll feel weird when you're talking by yourself. That's why you have to put a little dot or something on the camera so you know where the camera's at always, if you need that. Mount Rainier was out. Talk about pinnacle moment. Oh, and then to share it with 13 and 14-year-olds. So, hey, hang on. I wasn't riding a school bus. This was a weekend that we spent together. And I loved how your volumes went up and it softened and up. And so you took us on the ride. That was awesome.
Spectacular.
That needs to be the same when you do your presentations.
Okay.
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Still today, one of the most viewed videos I ever did was the 7 steps to a bikini wax. Yeah. I was reading them going, seriously, ladies? Seriously? This next one? Are you kidding me? Huh. And then I did another one with, I took 2-gallon baggies and talked about why there's so much shoulder stress for women who are very large endowed, and the baggies were leaking and you could see my shirt getting yeah. I had one of Michelle's bras on, so. Who else wants to get excited and tell me something they're doing? Get mind expanding. Let's expand. We don't have to do it. I would encourage you to practice it.
Well, I had an amazing call today with Dr. Drew,
Oh, cool.
and he helps a lot of people with, much like you, with well, just went out of my head because I'm trying to be really excited.
Sure you are. Yes, absolutely.
With emotion and brain training and those kinds of things. And so he asked me, he said, would you be willing to work together to do some training or to do some podcasts? Because he's big on podcasts. And so he talked about, he said, well, what you got to do, he says, is get them to buy into your emotion and you adjust to it psychologically. And you always say that. Anyway, so he presented all these things to me and I was like, really? I can't believe this. So we're going to meet again later this week and discuss that. And
how does that
like
make you
he
feel?
said, why aren't you charging people for doing the coaching that you're doing?
Ooh,
And I
yeah,
said,
why? Tell me why.
I know. I said, well, my mentor said that to me. I don't know why. I said, but I'm ready. I'm ready. So we're going to get together to look at those things.
You want to make sure people get value, right?
Right.
And you're so used to giving.
Yeah.
What I learned, and it may or may not work for you, is that I would do set your base number $250 an hour. And then say, for those of you that are listening to this right now, if you do it right, so you have to get the fear of missing out, but you've also got to create the scarcity. That's the word I'm looking for, the scarcity. For those of you listening right now, so if I were to do it, I'd say, but for those of you who reach out to me right now and book an appointment between now and the top of the hour, because when you deal internationally, all except there's one place where it's a half hour off. I don't know where that is in the world, but there's a place it's a half hour off. But I don't do a lot of business. Okay. So at the top of the hour, before anybody who goes and sends me a DM right now and wants to get a special price, it's normally $250 an hour. But for those between now and the top of the hour, it'll be $50. But you got to do it now. You got to do it right now. If you got that feeling inside of you, do it right now. Go send me a DM right now, $50, and I'll send you a coupon code. I'll send you a discount number that when you do go to my site to book the time, you can use that. But it's only good for till 9:00. And so create some scarcity with it. But set it big. Don't say it's $50. Oh, wow, that's a lot. No, it's $250, $50.
Okay.
Or you could say, hey, listen, Venmo me the money right now and we'll schedule the time later when it's convenient. But if you Venmo me the money right now, my Cash App is XYZ, right? Depending upon the podcast, whether you can do that or not. But if you go to my website, there's a link there. You can Venmo me right now. First 10 people who send the $50, then you make a $500 call. And nothing is free. If you choose to do free, it's what? No fee.
Yes. I said that in a call I was in yesterday, because they were talking about, we do this free, and it was free, 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 free. And I said, well, another way to look at it is no fee. And they said, oh. And I said, the reason you do that, because then people, if you're saying it's free, 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 then people don't put the value on it. So if you say, at this point in time, I'm offering it at no fee. And they said, oh. So it's just the wording, right?
Hmm.
So they thought that was very interesting. So thank you, Sean.
And it's the simplest of things, and people wonder why they struggle. It's the language, it's the words they use.
Mm-hmm. It's so true.
Love it, love it, love it. Questions,
So
comments?
Sean, I have a question.
Yes.
So it's how you say that so is that more like the NLP part of things?
Which part?
It's just versus saying the word free, saying there's no fee instead of saying, so it's shifting your words to make sure that
It's shifting the words, but it's also saying that you're not free. People ask me, are you free? No, I'm never free. I'm cheap, but I'm never free. Right? But when I go to speak at the ANMP, it's a $15,000 invoice. $5,000 a day to MC. No fee. And they say, thank you. And you can say, listen, the reason I say it's no fee is because there's your time, there's my time. I'm not a charity. I am a business for profit. Because of this situation, I will choose to do those. For those who are ready, willing, and able, I will give you a no fee session that's $250. But you got to take action. So I'll take it away. Because listen, could you imagine if this is what I say on podcast? Could you imagine if I let you guys go tell this to everybody? You know what it would do to my business? I'd have people lined up from now until eternity. So this thing cuts off at 9 o'clock and it's only for you. Listen, if you have a friend, and this is how you build your market, right? This is the mumble. If you've got a friend who really thinks they could really benefit from a conversation with me, I don't know they're not on the call, but they got to do it between now and 9 o'clock. Send me the money. And I've had 4 or 5 people that have come from, they weren't even on the call, but their team said, oh my God, you got to just go send them the money. It's $250. And they do the selling for you. But it also comes from mind expansion that you're valuable. You have a chance to, God forbid you needed heart surgery yesterday. Do you want a $250 one or a $75,000 one? Which one are you worth? Because I can get you the $250. It might be a chicken heart. You might not be able to walk around too fast. Right? But you're worth it. If you need a heart, $250,000, $500,000, whatever it is for a heart transplant, tell me you're not worth it.
we're worth it.
Go to your oncologist and go, listen, when do you do your no fee stuff? Own it. This is where your mind expansion. Dang right, I'm worthy of this. And sometimes you got to go have the conversation like Napoleon Hill. I love that dialogue. Hey there, subconscious. I've beaten up on you and you've beaten up on me, but I'm not taking the title, use your noodle to get the boodle. I'll be broke. At 2:30 in the morning, he calls the publicist. What's the matter? Think and Grow Rich. That's it. That's the $1 million title. Last minute of the last day. They came up with 600 different titles that didn't work. This is like network marketing. It's the last day of the last hour of the last minute of the last second before the clock clicks. So you just push for your rank. You're worthy. Huh?
So I have another aha I want to share.
Yay.
When I'm doing the workbook, because each question you have to read it and then you have to think about it and then you have to answer it. It surprises me that I'm not that gracious with myself, that I really am worthy. And why does it take this question to bring it out of me? I get a little annoyed at myself because I'm like, I should know better.
But
But-
listen to what you said. I get annoyed
Yes.
at myself, which means that's two minds talking. You're not annoyed at yourself before you read the question. There's a part of you that says, I should know that. Which part of you is recognizing that you should know that? And which part of you is getting annoyed that you should know that? I'd have a conversation with the one who's getting annoyed.
Hmm.
You just proved you're multi-minded.
Yes. Yes.
I get so mad at myself. Wait a minute, that's two minds. Let alone the witness who's sitting here now, who's not mad, telling the story about you getting mad at you. You should see this argument go on inside this mind. It's crazy. Sometimes it's in like 3 different languages. I don't know what's going on. Did y'all hear that? I get so mad at myself. Which I is you and which self is you?
Hmm.
And you'll hear your kids say that. You'll hear your grandchildren say that. I get so mad at myself. Who does? What do you mean? Who gets mad at you? Well, I do, but it's not the I that's mad is mad to the one that's not mad. That's why we use the archetypes. That's why we name these things.
Hmm.
Who's the mad? I don't know. Karen seems to be a popular name for mad people who are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Mine's Seamus. He's a little drunk leprechaun that he's got sharp little golden toe pointed boots with curls on them that straighten out and kick me in the shins. And that's why Seamus is named that too. The big black dog. Seamus, what are you doing? And of course he has a brogue. What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm doing everything you wanted me to do. I go, I didn't even ask you to be here. Oh, you did. You did now, didn't you? And it's just this. I mean, it really, I need to go get a Guinness and just sit down and talk to him. You should see some of the conversations. It would be, you'd literally think, why are we listening to him ever? Ever. Because a lot of these conversations I have with you, I've already ferreted out all of the yucky stuff. Oh, go on now. Go on with your big old stuff. And I swear Gizmo talks. He's so funny. I don't know. People don't have, they can't believe he doesn't act like any ram they've ever saw. That's all I can tell. It's just, there's no way that you should have that relationship with a ram. The girls, yeah, they're that way. I said, I don't know. I think you just don't treat your rams properly. What am I to say? I'm only 2 years into the sheep business. So what else? Mind expansion. Why did I just?
Hey, Sean. So I had a really interesting day.
Yep.
I was so excited because all of my equipment started coming in that I ordered, so I can start doing these podcasts and look half-ass professional. And then you got to hook it all up. And I'm usually pretty good with tech, but man, I tell you, I look at these instructions and nothing works the way it's supposed to work. Did I get upset? No, I didn't get upset. I just thought, oh, this is just God playing with me, showing me that it's okay to not understand some of this stuff, and you'll get it figured out eventually, probably by fluke, but it'll work out. I had somebody tell me today, because I haven't figured out this screen behind me that I somehow got to make bigger. And they said, you know what? You should make that orange. And then it looked like you're, speaking out from in front of the sun.
I can say I'm in front of the sun. It's just night.
It's just, yeah, a green night. It's just, but, um, but the making fun of myself has been good today, because otherwise I think I'd have a nervous breakdown. But
And what you'll find is there'll be some people who understand the tech who go, "Oh yeah, I know that thing. What? Yeah, the instructions say this, but what you got to do is this." And you'll be amazed at when we start to allow our struggle to be seen.
yeah,
Can't hear you very good, Sean.
People want to be able to have success. They want to be able to support. They want to be able to serve. And most people who understand green, oh, you can't hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3, test, test, test. 1, 2, 3.
It's not very clear.
How about this now?
Yes, that's good.
Why does this is a good, I guess maybe I've spoken the diaphragm out of it. Oh, here we go.
I got one of these, and I got to figure
blues.
out how. Yeah, I got to figure out how that thing, how I get that to work.
Well, so there's a little probably UBC on the bottom, but it just should plug in and auto recognize into your laptop. USB.
Yeah, well, yeah, I did that, but it didn't recognize nothing. I have to download some program or something.
Okay.
And anyway, it's like, okay, I will. I thought I did, but obviously I didn't, because it's.
Well, it's just like network marketing, right? Well, I signed up. How come I didn't? How come you don't have 13 podcasts done? How come I'm not making $1,000 a month right now? I signed up with you yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's already giving me content for my podcasts.
Absolutely.
To prove to people that, you don't have to be a genius to do this. Like,
but you do have to be determined.
right.
And
Exactly. And I made the investment, so I'm damn determined. I'm Dutch. So, I mean, it's got to pay for itself, or I'm going to be like Ruth.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This has been great.
You're welcome. So the whole idea about mind expansion and motivation and ideal outcomes and getting yourself in goal is to really begin to expand. What would the best version of me do? How many challenges do you face today that are habit in nature that at one time seemed insurmountable? What the program, Life Navigator program, is, I hope, designed to do is to expand it more rapidly. The other thing that this particular module is so valuable for is to go back and look at the vitality. What would be mind expansion in your vitality? What would be better health as you begin to expand your capabilities and capacities? So there's a method to this madness. So I love it, love it, love it. Anyone else? Last thoughts, comments, questions?
Maureen, you're back.
I'm back. Oh my
Yay.
God. I have been trying for this whole hour to get on Zoom with you guys. I took some time off from being a caregiver and rented a little cabin out in the woods. I couldn't get on the Zoom. Oh my gosh. So anyway, I just wanted to say, I'm so sorry I missed it. I guess I'm going to have to watch the YouTube or something, huh?
It's live there right now. So yes, it'll be, as soon as it renders, it'll be available for you as you're relaxing a little bit more in your little cabin.
Oh, I also talk about getting what was it? Mind expansion.
Yep.
I went for a hike today, and a place that I hadn't been before, and it's a really nice lollipop kind of trail where it's one part of the trail and then there's a big loop, and I got lost. And I did the loop twice, and it's like a 4-mile loop.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just going, my poor body is tired.
Wow.
And I was thinking about this, Life Navigators series while I was doing it, mind expansion. It's like, okay, breathe, Maureen, breathe.
So you did 8 miles?
Yes. Yes. And only planned on doing 4.
Well, talk
So-
about, hey, listen, double mint gum, right? you doubled it up. You expander, you.
Anyway, I'm sorry that I missed it. I came in on the part where you said, Sean, that who wants to play, and that it wasn't going to be easy. So I'm really looking forward to who played.
Ruth did. Wheezy, I got Wheezy. I threw her under the bus, and she did amazing. And then Diane played, and then Paul played. So yeah, I asked them to expand when they talk rather than us talking like this. And we do, well, then I did, no, go bigger, go big. Say, right? Michelle usually asks, what was going on in the office? And now she doesn't ask that anymore. She used to ask that all the time. What was your call about? Now she doesn't even ask. She just asks, how was the call? Because when we get excited, it's important for us to transfer that. People are looking for that. People need that, right? They want to be a part of our journey. And they'd rather the journey have some enthusiasm, in theos, God within, some life to it. I was listening to a Toastmasters, one of the champion Toastmasters was talking about, and he did an amazing job. He did, of course, at that level, when you're the champion of it, his speech was pretty cool. And he said, the reason people don't take global warming too serious is because the presenter's usually a scientist in a white coat, and he's like, yes, the hydrocarbon in the 3rd level of the atmosphere is it's really not good, and we need to be very careful. And then did I mention that like somebody shoot him? But we know more about the shoes that Kim Kardashian wears, right? Or if her butt got any bigger, if that's the one who has a big butt, whatever the story is. So we know more about that. I saw somebody had a post. Wouldn't it be nice to raise kids who know more about plants and trees than they do about designer shoes and handbags? So there you go. All right, my eagles, mind expansion, continue the process, and really make a commitment this week to really go to the outer edges. Take an envelope and literally push on the outside of the edge of the envelope and then break through it and see what happens. And just ask, self-talk, ask, what's bigger than this? Whenever you do so, what's bigger than this? What would be bigger? And you'll probably break out in a sweat. Oh, I'm now aware of bigger, but I'm not sure I feel really comfortable doing that yet. Just yet. One of the things Dorothea Brand talked about, this is in the early 1900s, is go eat at a restaurant that you've never eaten at before. Better yet, this is what it says in the audio. Better yet, go up to a farmhouse and ask if you can join them for lunch. Now, in the 1900s, you could do that. And the farmer would probably say, well, sure. But could you imagine today walking up to somebody's house and going, hey, what are you doing for lunch? Chasing, running away from the cops. All right, my eagles. mind expansion. You're doing it. You're following through. You're doing the work. You're doing the energy. And as Ruth said, there's a lot happening. There's a lot of good things happening. Diane, the doctor asked to be on a podcast. There's good things happening. Be aware. And then own those things. Let those be the new benchmark, not the exception. Because otherwise, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Put on your dancing shoes and just go dancing with what you got. It's my 2 cents. All right, everybody. I love you tons. I'll see y'all where?
At the next event.
The next
The next
event.
The next event.
At the next event. Thanks, everybody. See you in the morning. Bye for now.
Love you. Thank
Good night.
you.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bet, you bet, you bet. Glad you got back on. No bears.